from Little Shop of Journals. I wanted to share with you today, let me fix my camera, I can tell it's like all googled, cockeyed. Whoop, sorry for the hand, amateur filmer here. Wanted to share with you today a journal that I created for a swap in Junk Journal Junkies. It's Vintage Botanicals. It was supposed to be 5 signatures, a minimum of 5 pages in each, 8 by 5 hardcover, and quotes throughout. So this is my version. I had to say that this journal got me out of my slump. I've been in a slump since December, and joining the swap made me create and got my juices flowing again. So anyway, I'm really happy with the way this came out, and I hope whoever is my swap partner that they like it. But what I did was I made a hardcover journal out of chipboard and covered it in this rose fabric that I tea stained. The front of it, this photo here comes from Tracy at Love Junk Journals. I think this is her Vintage Botanical Country Garden kit. I used a lot of it throughout. This beautiful vintage lace that I put here on part of the spine and around to the front, that came to me from a junk journal swap that I was in with Renee Barnhard, and we've actually been swap partners twice, and she's a true gem. I mean, her work is absolutely stunning, and I can't say enough about that. But anyway, a little crocheted doily here with the buttons stitched in it. I used a Tim Holtz hitch fastener. I just used some tea-stained muslin for the closure. Push down here and it opens up. On the inside, library pocket that I just decorated. This little image also came from Tracy Fox's kit. A Tim Holtz charm that says Dream. A little tag that I made. Just go through this really quick. Corner tuck. Postcard. Some of the papers that I used came from Tsunami Rose, Charming Fragments. I love this paper. Tea-stained paper with a little bit of trim, a little fold out, some vintage book page, a bag that I decoupaged a napkin on. Make a little pocket, another tag. Tried to keep my tags flatter than normal so the book wouldn't get so bulky. Scatter joy wherever you go. I did a lot of stitching on edges of pages and that type of thing. An envelope, I lined it. Piece of book page with some lace on the side here, or trim. I didn't really care for the image here, so I just decoupaged over it. Lots of room for writing in here, gluing, photos, whatever you want to do. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. Another one of my quotes. Back side of that paper. A little corner tuck here out of Tim Holtz paper. This image also came from Tracy Fox. I don't know if it's the Vintage Botanical, or I also used Vintage Papers and Epehmera, I think it was called. Just a piece of leftover paper from the lining of that pocket that I stuck in here for journaling. This lace also came as a gift from Renee Barnhard. I've been hoarding these laces that she sent me, and finally I thought, you know, I have to try to use them. I just didn't want to. But anyway, I made a pocket there. Tag that I made, this is the vellum Tim Holtz. Made a little pocket, a little tag in there. Gentle. And onto the next signature. Tag. Some stitching along the page. It's not who you are. Oh my goodness, I can't read upside down. It's not who you are that holds you back, it's who you think you are. Sorry about that. Oh, back to Lisa Renee Barnhard. In the journals that we swapped, I fell in love with her tea-stained paper that she had in there. So I asked her if she had a Etsy shop, and if, you know what I mean, she sold this. She said no, she had thought about it. Her tea-stained paper is absolutely beautiful. Well, after I reached out to her, unexpectedly, I received a package in the mail from her with tea-stained paper. So a lot of the tea-stained pages in here, Lisa did, and once again, I've been hoarding. So feel honored I'm sharing. A little pocket here with a couple little tags. I also used a kit, or some of the pieces from Nik The Booksmith, her digital vintage journal accessory kit, My Lady's Desk. So there's a few pieces of that. This came from Tracy's kit, and I just tore it out. I stitched around here. I just love the black and white against some color. I just think that's gorgeous. Center of the signature. Today's beautiful moments are tomorrow's beautiful memories. Another little pocket with a couple tags. Little piece of trim. Lisa's tea-stained paper. Back side. This came from Nik The Booksmith's kit. This did too, and what I did, I blew it up, and then I printed it on tea-stained paper and wrinkled it up so it looked older. You're wondering. Little tag in the pocket. This little pocket came from Tracy's kit. Little rusty pin with a little bead dangle. I used the fabric from the cover for the little ruffle there, little bead dangle I made. Pocket. This came from Nik The Booksmith's digital kit. This as well. This, I want to say that comes from TLC Creates Vintage. A piece of vintage ledger paper, or writing paper. This came from Tracy's kit. I'm not going to take that off. Bloom Where You Are Planted. This is a little envelope I just clipped on here as a little tuck spot for this side. Some vintage dictionary. Back side of that. The impossible is often the untried. I stamped here and it came out horrible, and I'll tell you why this looks like this. It came out awful. I tried to stamp it again and it came out even worse. So I stamped it on a separate sheet of tea-stained paper, stitched around it and glued it on. I really like the way that looks. I wish that mistake would have happened prior to me stamping throughout the book, because I would have done all of them that way, quite honestly. Back side of that vintage writing paper. Another beautiful image from Tracy's kit. This came from Nik The Booksmith's kit. This is a little lace. Oh, you know, my mind is blank. I made a extra writing journal. Has a little tuck spot in the front, tuck spot in the back, and some more of Lisa's beautiful paper. Just some added writing space in there. Tracy's kit, another tag. Always know in your heart that you are far bigger than anything that can ever happen to you. That's on some vintage journal, ledger paper. This came from another kit from Tracy. I used two different kits. I think this is vintage papers. And I just printed it on tea-stained paper. Envelope. Another one of Tracy's images. Another image from her kit. I'm all thumbs today. And I feel sort of hurried. Trying to get this done before my normal work day begins, and just need to take my time. Happiness held is the seed. Happiness shared is the flower. I love that. It's very true. Very, very true. That's another, the back side of that paper from Tracy Fox. This stamped on that. Oh, this goes here. This came from Nik The Booksmith's Epehmera kit. My lady's desk. I just have that flipped on the side there. This is from Nik The Booksmith. This is TLC Creates vintage. It's a postcard. A little bit of muslin stitched on the side. Another piece of that beautiful lace that Lisa sent me. This came from Nik The Booksmith's. I backed and stitched around for a journal card. Little tuck spot here with a tag. This came from Tracy's kit. All this has been backed and stitched around. This came from Tracy's kit too. Amateur flower garden. I just stitched and backed and tucked in there, and there's a little ticket in here. You can get it out. There we go. Piece of tea-stained graph paper. I just hooked a flower. My mind is blank. Oh. Create Your Own Sunshine. Piece of Edith Holden. Back of that. Some more of Lisa's beautiful tea-stained paper. Stitched around this writing paper. Another piece from Tsunami Rose. This also is, the envelopes are also from her Tsunami Rose kit, which was Charming Fragments, and I decided to make pockets out of them. I lined them. And this I just printed that out. And I can't remember where I cut that from. I've had that a while. Side of the paper, more stitching, more beautiful tea staining by Lisa. This I think, this is from Nik The Booksmith's kit. Back side of the Edith Holden. The journey is never truly over, just changed course. Corner tuck. I decoupaged some napkin on vintage music paper. Tag that I just made out of the scrap paper. Another image from Tracy's kit. Just beautiful. And this came, I can't remember the paper pack, but it was one of the little paper packs, and I just stitched around it, made the pocket, and there's a little memories note sheet in there. And another ruffle from the same fabric that covers this. another bead dangle, a corner tuck spot, little journal card, came from a pack, I can't remember what. And I stuck an alteration tag in here. I was going to decorate that, and clearly I've forgotten to do it, so there's an alteration tag for whoever receives this, perhaps they'll want to decorate or do something with. I tried to keep this thinner than what my journals usually come out, and I found that quite difficult because it still gets puffy. And I think I just am in the habit of, I feel like I need to have something everywhere, and then I think it takes away from the owner of the book because they need to be able to put their items and memories in there. But of course the ephemera is, you can remove it, you know, but anyway, that was my goal. I love the way this journal came out. Making this journal and feeling like I had to do it really encouraged me and got me out of that slump. And I'm so glad because I have like 75 ideas for journals now, and the hardest decision I have to make is which one I do first. But anyway, there it is. I hope whoever receives this enjoys it, and thank you all so very much for visiting my channel. I thank you to all my new subscribers and my old subscribers as well. You encourage me to continue to do this, and I have so many plans of what I want to do with my channel. It's just a matter of me finding time and recording space to do that. So anyway, I hope you all have a fabulous day, and I'll see you real soon. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.